So this is going to be kind of a weird video, but I feel like this is something people need to know. Yesterday I was sitting with my best friend and she's like, Darby, yesterday I think I might have almost been sex trafficked. And I was like, what the heck? And I listened to her in horror, not only because the story did sound super fishy, but also because I went through the exact same thing and didn't even think about it because I'm so stinking naive sometimes, okay? So I'll start with what happened to her. She was in Target, and these two young girls in nice clothing come up to her, and they're like, oh my gosh, that's a nice set that you have in your hand, something that she was going to buy. And she's like, oh, thank you. They always start with a compliment. And then they're like, oh, are you from here? Are you, do you go to the U of A? And they start just asking her all these questions. And she's like, no, and then tries to like get out of there, because she realized something weird was going on off the bat. And then she watches them. And they go up to another young girl about her age. And they start doing the exact same thing. And so that is exactly what happened to me when I went to the Walmart on Cortero. So I was just there alone. I'm never alone. I always have my kids. But for some reason this day I was alone, and this girl comes up to me and she's like, oh my gosh, I love your hair. How did you curl it like that? And so I'm like, oh, and I tell her what I used, and then she's like, oh, so are you from here? Where do you live? You live around here? And I was like, what the heck? And I was like, no, bye. And so I walk away. And then she goes to the woman right behind me and starts doing the same thing, starting with a compliment. And then just all of these questions after that. Personal questions, weird questions. Why are you asking me these things? So I don't know what's happening, but I'm just saying, be careful, because that's weird. It's weird that we both had the same experience. It's weird that it follows the same pattern of targeting young women who are alone and starting with a compliment and then just trying to strike up some kind of friendship or something with them, and using the same words as well. It's very odd. So I just wanted people to be aware. We live in Tucson, in Marana. We are right next to the border. The places that both me and my friend are at have very easy access to the highway, right to Mexico. And so just be careful. I'm not saying that that's what was happening, but you can never be too careful. So I just wanted to share that story so that you guys can be aware and protect yourselves and protect your daughters and your sons, because sex trafficking is not something that is only done to girls, and that is the dang truth.